It doesn't really matter when you get in there. There's always someone you know.
Right.
And yeah, and everybody just kind of like, they go there and then it's like, yeah. They come for 1 or 2 weeks and end up spending 1 or 2 months there. It's kind of like hard to leave because it's so good there.
So nice.
Yeah. The hotel is like, got a small swimming pool, got green trees, cheap rooms, and really nice people that owns it.
And the lake, is it as big as this?
No, it's very small. It's like maybe 200 by 200 meters. And it's right in the dead center. And it's just water there, and the rest around it, it's just like desert. It's just that little lake.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I wonder why there's a lake in the middle of the desert.
Well, for some reason that just kind of popped up there, I guess.
Yeah,
it's been there for thousands of years, and it's all like built around it. Like you got like little steps. They call it gats, where you can walk into. But yeah, there's a small little shrine in the middle of the lake. But yeah, fantastic place. You been to India?
Never have. As I said, my son's been.
You gotta go, man. You're missing something.
A lot of friends who've been, and every single one of them, to a man, they come back, and the way they described it first, they described, you know, having to deal with like such poverty and people asking for money, and then realizing, okay, I've just given away to the first 100 people a couple of nothing, a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to have to do this, if I do this forever, and so you have to wrestle with all of these things. But at the end of it, they all say, got to go back. I'm planning to go back now. Every single one I know has been back again, and they just keep going back. They love it.
Yeah, that's the same with me. I've been there more times than I can remember, and I just feel like I feel more at home there than I do in Sweden. That's how I feel about India. It's like a couple of friends of mine. They have applied for permanent residency there. One friend of mine, he's like, I'm never gonna go home. He says, I'm never going home. It's like, when I die, I want you to take my body to Varanasi. It's like the holy place in India where they burn the dead.
And just put me on the fire.
He said, like, just put me on the fire. Have a party when I'm gone. 68 years old Norwegian. He's been down there for 30 years. He drove down 30 years ago in the 70s. He drove down there on an old motorcycle. He got to India, he was out of money, so he sold his bike in Goa and he got like 1 kilo of hashish for it. That's what he got for his motorcycle.
Not even money, right.
Yeah, and then he built a shack on the beach with like palm trees and sticks and yeah, whatever. And then he just kind of lived on the beach without money. He had hashish, so it's like, he got a little bit of rice here, fish from the fishermen, and just, yeah, whatever he could get $2 together. And he just like lived on the beach for a year.
Nice.
Smoking and just watching over the sea and reading and doing absolutely nothing. I mean, this is 30 years ago. It'd be much tougher to do that today.
Yeah.
But he's still down there. You see in the video, it's like, yeah, I really like him. A really nice guy. We drove together, him and me, around India for like a year together. Just him and me.
It's a big country, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like the United. It's a continent.
It's like the US. It's not. I don't know, but I reckon it's the same size as the US.
Yeah.
It's a big place, and from the south of India to the north, it's like 2 different worlds. You got the Himalayas up in the north, and then in the south, it's almost next to Sri Lanka. So the north of India is bordering China, and the south is bordering Sri Lanka. It's massive.
Right.
And then like Nepal as well. And like Nepal and India is not much. I mean, it is a difference, but not very big. I mean,
It feels like you're in India when you're in Nepal?
No, it's totally different, but it's at the same time it's kind of similar. They got the same kind of money, but they got the Nepali rupee and the Indian rupee. Nepali rupee, it's much less. And India is so cheap, and Nepal is even cheaper. I'll give you an idea. It's like for 150 euros. No, in dollars, for $150, 150 US, you get 7,800 rupees. And a meal like this will cost you 20 rupees.
Oh my gosh.
You get an idea? And a nice room in a hotel will cost you 100 rupees.
6,000 really a lot, or you can
7,800.
Yeah, you can live.
7,800. I mean, like when I normally go down there, I go to the bank once a month and I cash in about $700 or $800. Take that out from my credit account and fill my wallet.
Right, more than you can carry.
And that's all I need for that month. I mean, like, I don't live cheap in India. I mean, like, I can afford to spend a few money. It's like, if there's a poor guy, it's like, all right, sit down here, what do you want to eat? I'll buy him dinner. It's just like, for me, it's like, okay, I spend $2 on this guy, but at least I make his day, you know?
Right.
If I take a taxi and they ask for 90 rupees, I give them 100, and it's like, okay, whatever. Happy, easy, kind of like, no, it's no problem, man.
Yes,
we can do it
it's
tomorrow.
very
Would
good.
you like something to drink? Oh, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, they have the funny accent, the Indian English accent. And the best thing in India is like, all of them pretty much speak English.
Very nice.
Yeah. So it's very easy to make yourself understood, and yeah, and I never had a problem in India, never.
Your English is perfect.
Well, I've been around for a while traveling, so yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, most people don't guess I'm from Sweden. I guess I've been out of the fucking country too long. Normally when I write on my email or how do you say, Facebook or whatever, I spell better in English than I do in Swedish.
It's been away that long.
It's been 26 years. So I lived more time outside of Sweden than I lived in it.
Yeah.
I was born in Denmark and we moved to Sweden when I was like 4 maybe. So I lived maximum 20 years in Sweden of my life. So I spent 5 years in the US.
Whereabouts? What part?
Most of the time I spent in North Carolina, up in Chapel Hill, the Research Triangle, and in Asheville, Blue Ridge Mountain.
Beautiful. That Blue Ridge Mountain is magic. You're looking for elves and weird little, you know, it's...
In the autumn it's just like, wow.
Yeah, the colors.
Yeah. I ended up like on an autumn fair up there, on a festival. They were like selling like local made handcrafts and yeah. So I heard about it, so I drove up from Asheville and I met this American girl and then I ended up being in the US for 5 years instead.
Girls will do that, slow you down.
Yeah.
Be something about just one sentence.
One sentence. The grass is always greener on the other side. Alright, let's see if the piece starts up. Oh yeah. Yeah. Alright guys, enjoy.
Quinn sends another traveler on his way.
Refreshed, clean, fed, watered.
And feeling again inspired for the rigors of the road.